Hey everybody, it's Dan, November 26th. It's a Thursday today, so part of a daily blog. Pretty much going to do these on the way to collect the little one from school when I'm actually doing it on those days. But welcome to today's session. Run the B-roll. Everybody, it's Dan, hope you're well. So, what are we up to? Thursday. What a busy day, absolutely busy. Not done the gym, not done the run. I feel a little bit under the weather. Woke up this morning feeling absolutely dreadful. 5:30, thought I was going to be sick. Have no idea what was going on. I'm not ill, if you know what I mean. I'm not COVID ill, I've not been anywhere to be COVID ill. I just didn't feel good anyway, so I'm still not ran today and it's Thursday and I've not done any workouts today this week at all. Anyway, we are beyond busy right now, putting in place a whole bunch of stuff, both for ourselves and for our clients, working on things like Facebook groups and headlines for images and videos, working out sales funnels, marketing funnels. But one of the interesting things that we're really focusing on this week is working out the frameworks for a sales team. And so the sales team will be part of the Funnel Experts brand, and it's where we run Facebook ads to a download, let's say, and someone downloads it, but they also put in their phone number, and then that information gets passed over to the sales team, and then the sales team phone them up. Hey, it's Bob from the sales team. Did you manage to download the thing? Okay. No, you didn't? Oh, that's not a problem. How? What is it that you were looking to solve? What's the problem that you're looking to solve? And then hopefully they build some rapport and they book an appointment for the client. So that's something we need, and something that we're going to build into our business as well. Fairly exciting stuff. It takes me back to my sales days a long time ago, 20 odd years ago that. Goodness me, how time flies. So yeah, fairly interesting stuff. But also I look at, how many people actually follow up on leads. Someone phones in, they want a quote, you give them a quote, and that's it. You never chase them up, you never phone them up, you never ask them how was the pricing. It was too expensive. Oh, okay. In what way was it too expensive? What do you mean, what way was it too expensive? The price was too expensive. So the payment terms were too expensive all up front, or you didn't see the value of what you were getting. What specifically was it that was too expensive? Help me to close the next bit of business so that I don't lose the next client because of a perceived expensiveness or whatever the objection handling happens to be. But we could outsource that, and one of the reasons why we're not outsourcing that is I reckon the difference between a robot, between somebody who just goes, reading a script, and somebody who actually cares and wants to get a result, And the only way I can handle that myself is to bring it in-house and build it as part of our business as an offering that we can then offer other people, that we can manage that and grow the sales team and motivate the sales team. These blogs go down, and these are, they go down in history, do these blogs, because we might look back in 5 years and we might have 200 people on a sales team making outbound calls. Or we might look back in 6 weeks' time and go, well, that was a crap idea. And that might be the case. I have no idea. I can't tell the future any more than you can. What I can do is we can give it our best shot. It's either going to work or it's going to fail. Or I'm going to get bored of the idea and then do something else entirely different and find a different way of doing it. But I reckon the follow-up is probably where this business can grow, and other people's businesses can grow because of it, especially if it's done in a way that's cost effective, that's profitable for us, but also cost effective for the end user, cheaper than hiring up their own sales team, cheaper than having to train their own sales team, and also cheaper not just in money but in time and energy and effort for us to train our salespeople, to allow other people to use them, than allowing them to train up their own salespeople, because training salespeople is a bloody nightmare best of times, let's face it. So anyway, that's what we're toying with, that's what we're looking with. We've got a whole bunch of stuff in the pipeline that we can't even just we just can't even talk about it. We've got some acquisitions that we're looking at for new businesses, and then the other side of this is building frameworks for every business that we acquire. They all need new business, right? And the businesses that we acquire, they've all got to where they are so far. But if we can bolt on the marketing, the Facebook ads, the downloads, the follow-up sales calls, the updating information on the database, actually having a database in some companies. You know, we've spoken to business owners and we're like, so you've got a database? And we're like, no, I've got a piece of paper, I've got my phone, it's got people in it, but they have no database, they have no outreach. And it's, you know, it's amazing that also, it's amazing in both ways. It's amazing that they've got this far without it, and it's amazing that they've got this far because they haven't used these newer methods and they're more traditional and old school. And I think getting a mix of those two is going to be key. And this is the same in your business too. You know, it's 2020 and everyone's gone to Facebook ads and lead magnets, and whilst that stuff definitely works, the bit that's missing is that human touch. That person phoning up, hey Bob, I noticed you just downloaded the guide. Are you going to get a chance to read that tonight, or do you want me to book a session in, a strategy session with Dan, let's say, and we'll talk about how we can build your business, or whatever it happens to be. You know, it doesn't matter what the industry is. Getting that follow-up phone call. But who on earth's got time for all that? Most people haven't. But as time progresses and, you know, people get better at what they do in terms of business, this is going to be more important than it was 20 or 30 or 40 years ago when we didn't have automation. Because everybody wants to automate. Nobody wants to be making phone calls because they don't have time to do phone calls. They, you know, if it's a plumber, they're too busy plumbing to be making follow-up phone calls and quoting people and going out and quoting people. They just want the job there and then, and it's very short-termism. And I say it's very short-termism, they've been in business for 30 years, so it's not that short-termism, is it? So they're doing something right. But then imagine if they had a small sales team that maybe did one day a week, one day a month, whatever that's going to be. Imagine doing that on a regular basis and just, you know, updating the database, trying to book appointments from, and not completely cold people, not completely cold businesses. The last thing I want to do is for me or any of my team to be phoning up a business, Mr. Smith. Hey, Mr. Smith, I noticed your website's not been updated since 1988. Would you like us to do it? 88 didn't even exist then. Would you like us to do it? It costs you £500. Piss off. Like, who wants that? Nobody wants that, right? So the last thing we want to be doing is contacting cold contacts, calling effectively. Nobody enjoys that. But following up on something in an actual campaign, now that's something a little bit different. That's something that we're looking at doing. So look, I'd like to know, and you can share with me or you can't, we're all friends here. I'd like to know what you do in your business in terms of follow-ups, because I think that the follow-up is where all the business is. If you look at the statistics, you know, something like over 80% of all sales are made after the 8th call, right? So if you've not made 8 calls and you've not won the business yet, then you've got to at least get to 8 calls. Sometimes it's 10, sometimes it's 20, right? It just depends. But if at least, I think it's maybe 80%, it might be 60%, let's say 60% of all sales happen after the 8th call, and you've made 1 or 2 calls, somebody else is getting that business. The person that's getting that business is the person who's building relationships and making contact more than you are. And so that has to change if you want to grow your business in 2020. We've gone all the way over to automation and automating everything and trying to automate the sales call. Press 1 for sales. Press 2 if you want to buy now. It's like, what's that about? That's not going to work. And we try and do it with email. Now we're trying to do it on Facebook, and that doesn't work. Depends on the product to some extent. But generally it doesn't work. You've got to build rapport. You've got to build trust. You've got to build credibility. You've got to build consistency. And all these things are what's going to count towards you being very successful in business and making a lot of money, which is the whole point of being in business, isn't it? So let me know what you think, and we'll speak to you tomorrow, I suspect, if I'm driving somewhere. But if not, I'll try and do it anyway. Anyway, hope you had a good day yourselves, and we'll speak to you on the next one, whenever that happens to be. My name's Dan Latto. Take care.